how to properly write a request for repairs. So you're in escrow, you're doing your due diligence, got your property inspection, and looks like there's some issues. The issues that we couldn't see when we first walked through the property. Maybe there's something wrong with the roof, maybe the plumbing is damaged, or there's some issues with the foundation. Either way, you're now in a place where there's a significant impact to the desirability of the home or to the price. So how do we best write a request for repairs so that we can get our issues and concerns addressed properly? Now, it's really easy to go down the rabbit hole and say, well, if whatever I find in this inspection report, I'm going to ask for it because I'm going to move into this. My family's going to live here. I want the house to be perfect when I move in. That's very reasonable to want that. I get it 100%. However, because you're buying a resale home, most likely someone has lived there recently, either as a tenant or the owner themselves. They're not guaranteeing the condition of the property. As a reminder, every standard RPA in California states the property is sold in as-is condition. As I mentioned in a previous video, you still have the rights to ask for concessions. You can say, hey, give me a credit for this. I have to fix this. Hey, I need a price reduction because there's way too many issues going on here. Or hey, can you at least fix some of these smaller items for me so that when I move in, I don't have to deal with it. And a lot of this is going to depend on what kind of market you're in and what kind of competition you're dealing with. Right now, we're at the tail end of 2022. It's been a seller's market for probably 7 or 8 years now. And so we have low inventory here in Southern California. So you're going to be competing against a ton of offers even still now, if the home is really desirable. So when a seller gets a request for repairs, they're going to weigh your requests versus what they're going to get back on the open market. While you might have the instinct to request everything be fixed, just realize the seller can flat out say no. And how you ask, and specifically what you ask for, can determine just how much you get. I'll give you an example. I've worked with sellers before who literally said, hey, this buyer is asking for too many things that I think are frivolous. Remember, sellers are people too, and soon, one day, you're gonna be a seller also. So put yourself in their shoes. If they feel like the buyer is asking for too much, their first reaction is, they overplayed their hand. I'm not gonna give them anything. I asked for $50,000 for this, and this. I know that costs $20,000. They're trying to rip me off. They get nothing. That's happened in a transaction before where they literally said, if they had asked for 30, I would have said yes. They asked for 50, I'm gonna say no, and you get nothing. That can happen. That's a reality. We want to prevent that for you. We want to get you as much as we possibly can, but there is a strategy behind it. So we're gonna take a look at the inspection. We're gonna find out what is absolutely necessary, what's a health and safety issue any reasonable-minded person would want to take care of, and we should start with that. Now, depending on the market that we're in, depending on how many offers we were up against, and if there were any original and any concessions on the price to begin with, that'll determine our strategy for how we're gonna request and how much we're gonna ask for. Just remember, our goal is to get you as much as we possibly can, but please realize that how we ask for it, how much we ask for up front, is gonna play a major role in how the seller responds to that. If your real estate professional is saying, hey, I don't think you should necessarily ask for everything on this list, even if it's in red, because I know that's how inspectors have to disclose everything they see. That's their job. They have to disclose everything. So if you give a list of everything in red, the seller is going to say, I'm not going to do any of those. And you're going to walk away with nothing. So please, when your real estate professional says, let's go over it in further detail and examine what we think are extremely necessary items, they're doing it to protect your best chances of getting more. They're not just trying to put your concerns to the side or kick them to the side or anything like that. What we want to be really aware of is how the seller is going to react to these. How do we play our cards so that we can best get the most that you could possibly get? Again, this is just general concepts. Please consult your specific real estate professional when it comes to it on a case-by-case basis. If you found this useful, please hit like and subscribe. I'm happy to help. If you have any questions, DM me directly. Talk soon.